Hello and thank you. I'm reporting live right outside of Allegiant Stadium where WrestleMania 42 was held here today. My voice is completely gone, but what isn't gone is the energy that has left this arena today after WrestleMania 42 main events had a jam-packed event. The Granddaddy of them all had showcases of immortals here today, with the likes of CM Punk going against Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley going against Jade Cargill, AJ Lee going against Becky Lynch, and even a great ladder match starring Penta and Rey Mysterio. All that and more right here, right now.
WrestleMania. The showcase of the Immortals, hosted by John Cena, delivered on every level, with shocking returns, hard-fought battles, and history made on the grandest stage of them all. Liv Morgan brought trouble to Las Vegas and ultimately defeated Stephanie Vaquer for their Women's World title. The main event saw mentor versus protege as Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton faced off in the undisputed WWE Championship, as Cody would be the one to ultimately claim the prize.
First WrestleMania I've always wanted to come, and it was amazing. The mood, the atmosphere, it was all so electric. You could feel the passion that everyone had.
WrestleMania would ultimately end with two big main events, being Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill and Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Rhea would be back on top as she defeated Jade with an assist from Io Sky, and Roman Reigns and CM Punk would beat each other to a pulp across nearly 40 minutes. Punk bled, Reigns bled. Punk put Reigns through the announce table with a Randy Savage elbow, and Reigns kicked out of the two GTS attempts before a final spear gave him the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. WrestleMania would bring in the two-night total to 106,072 people in attendance for those 2 nights.
Reporting live from Las Vegas, I'm Carlos Acedo, Beach TV News.
Thank you. Tonight, questions swirl about a possible new leader in North Korea. The US and Iran return to the negotiating table, and Russia moves to ban WhatsApp. Here's a look at what's making headlines around the world.
In North Korea, South Korean intelligence says leader Kim Jong-un appears poised to designate his 13-year-old daughter, Kim Joo-ae, as his successor. Lawmakers in Seoul say the teenager has increasingly appeared alongside her father at military parades and missile launches, fueling speculation she is being prepared to lead. If confirmed, the move would extend the Kim's family's dynastic rule into a fourth generation. Analysts say the public appearances are a calculated signal to both domestic elites and the international community about the regime's long-term stability. Meanwhile, Iran and the United States are preparing for renewed nuclear talks in Geneva. Iranian officials say they are open to compromises on their nuclear program if Washington discusses easing economic sanctions. The talks mark a second round of high-level diplomacy aimed at reviving a stalled agreement, as tensions remain high over Iran's uranium enrichment and Western concerns about its nuclear ambitions. Iranians continue to protest after a nationwide crackdown that left thousands dead, with large demonstrations also held overseas in solidarity with those calls for change. And in Russia, authorities have blocked the messaging app WhatsApp and restricted access to Telegram as part of a broader push to curb foreign social media platforms. The Kremlin is steering users toward the state-backed app Max, saying it complies with national laws. Critics argue the move tightens government control over online communication and limits independent sources of information amid an ongoing digital crackdown.
From North Korea to Geneva and Moscow, those are the developments shaping the world right now. Back to you. And as the conflict deepens, so does the human cost for the United States. The U.S. Central Command confirms 7 American service members have been killed in the fighting so far.
As the president warned, an effort of this scope will include casualties.
6 were killed when a projectile struck a makeshift operations center at a civilian port in southern Kuwait, about 70 miles from the Iranian border. The attack is now under investigation as commanders review how the projectile breached base defenses. President Trump offered his condolences to the soldiers' families, but also warned more casualties were likely, saying, quote, "Sadly, there will likely be more before it ends." A 7th service member was seriously wounded and later died during an attack on U.S. troops in Saudi Arabia. The world's biggest entertainment franchises that I can personally say is near and dear to my heart is celebrating a major milestone. Pokemon has officially turned 30. First launched in 1996 with the Game Boy games Pocket Monsters Red and Green, the franchise has since grown into a global phenomenon spanning video games, trading cards, TV shows, and movies. To celebrate the anniversary, the Pokemon Company unveiled several new projects during a special Pokemon Presents event. It included the next generation of games, Pokemon Winds and Waves expected to launch in 2027 on the new Nintendo Switch 2 console. A new life simulation game, Pokemon Pokopia, has recently released just last week, alongside special anniversary trading cards and events around the world. 30 years later, the franchise continues to attract millions of fans across generations. Personally, the Go Pokemon is Squirtle. What about you, Isabella?
I'm more of a Snorlax type of girl.